with Donald Trump.
Yeah, Lambo is on now.
She's a lawyer. She's brilliant.
No. Thank you for
talk about
staying
knowing both
with
sides. Married to Gavin Newsom, going to study, very serious, engaged to Donald Trump Jr. And I think she could be president of the United States. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's passionate, and you know what? She's a risk taker. Very few risk takers out there. I noticed, right? It's we are a society that's become risk averse because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble. Okay, here's Bud Williams, the Democrat, who put forward the Ebony Alert, which is sounds crazy right now, but guess what? So does drag time story hours for children. Now we have the New York State Attorney General running those things, so the Ebony Alert is going to be a thing. Go ahead.
A white woman is missing, and she's got the, blonde hair, blue eyes, that kind of thing. The media attention is out of this world, but it's a black woman goes missing. It's deaf ears.
House Bill 3913 would establish an executive office for missing and murdered black females that would, for one thing, keep track of the numbers. It would also create what sponsors are calling the Ebony Alert, modeled after the Amber Alert.
The Amber Alert has actually been really effective. Since the year that's been started, 1,186 children have been found.
Well, sounds pretty damn racist to me. And the other thing, you know what Bud Williams doesn't have? Data. He said the author was going to have to start collecting this stuff, studying this stuff. Because right now he's just guessing. And, oh, by the way, Natalie Holloway was missing in another country, Aruba. And, yeah, it made an interesting story. She was on spring break and she went missing. The circumstances, it's not what she looked like, it was the circumstances. And what a terrible thing to say. What a terrible way to be. Now, I'm trying to think, you can point out that, well, like, let's see, Robert Chambers. Remember Robert Chambers, who's out of prison, by the way? Remember, I guess he strangled to death that girl, Jennifer Levin, although he maintained it was an accident.
Yep.
Manslaughter is what he went to jail for. He recently got out after another sentence, 15 years for drug stuff. He gets out. Now, think about that. A white girl murdered in the park, white is Chandler. One of the things that made that case so intriguing, I would have to say, most of what made it intriguing to the New York press was Robert Chambers. Tall, good-looking private school. It was unusual. It was an unusual situation. It's the unusual that gets attention. If a repeat offender, whatever, did the same thing, same victim, there would not have been nearly the news coverage. There are a lot of things that go into what makes a story a story. And I'm not saying it's all right. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's often very, very human. All right, there's a real human thing that's going on here. You know what I mean, Joe?
Absolutely. I know what you mean. 100%. But the real enemy of democracy is a biased press and a biased media. So they tell you that they're trying to save democracy when they're basically the person who sets the fire and then comes back and tries to save the people in the house to be a hero. Joe Biden took this country off its back. When Trump was president, when Trump left, it was 9% inflation. That's what he said, and the media doesn't even call him on it, except the Newsmax and Fox and WABC.
I still think the real threat to democracy, quite frankly, is ISIS, Al-Qaeda, that kind of stuff. The fake news is silly, and a lot of people have tuned them out because they have no credibility. Enemy of the people, they're definitely no friend of the people. I could live with enemy of the people, but threat to democracy, I don't know. We used to not talk about democracy. We don't have a pure democracy. It's not like one person, one vote. We have a system here. It's a constitutional republic. We've never actually had a direct democracy. And as we learned from Barbara, a direct democracy isn't the best thing in the world, right? That's, what does she say? 3 wolves and a sheep voting on what do they want for dinner, all right? They're going to eat the sheep. So you don't want a pure democracy. Anyway, you know, I can't look at Anderson Cooper and think that that's an existential threat to democracy, right? He's just a guy trying to, whatever, you know, he looks smart with the glasses and going on Jeopardy. Thank you, pal, very much. I'll try one more. Gail, hello.
Oh, hi, Fred. The reason why I'm calling is because I have a question.
Head to your pickup at 38W 22nd Street.
They are not covertly giving Joe the questions before the debate. How do we know that?
I think they will do anything they have to help Joe and stop Trump, including giving him the questions, including, now granted, there are only so many questions, right? And if you're a real pro at this stuff, you don't have to actually answer the question. You know, the topic comes up. You know, President Trump in 2017,
Pick up Meg on the right.
2221 that said the border could be, oh yeah, the border. And then you just say everything you know about the border. You know, it's not that significant, the questions. And maybe what they should do is make it, you know, it's not the questions, it's the topic. So we get a topic, and then you talk about it, then I talk about it, then you talk about it, then I talk about it, then we argue about it. The questions are overrated. Do you know what I mean, Gail?
Yeah,
It's the topic. It's the topic, and maybe they'll do it that way because these convoluted questions that they ask, usually they're essay questions, and they're a pain in the ass, and nobody really answers them anyway. That doesn't mean that they're not handling the question substantively. Just like, okay, here's what I'm going to say about immigration. You can say whatever you want, moderator. You can say whatever you want, anchor man. You can, you know, but I'm the guy running for president. I'm saying what...
My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carrier for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today.
New message from Meg. Be right
Visit
there.
303radio.com for more information. If you're sleeping and Dominic Carter is on after your bedtime, download and subscribe to the podcast. Listen anytime. Go to WABCRadio.com/Dominic.
Janine Zero here. Since 9/11, the Tunnels to Towers Foundation has been committed to improving the lives of America's veterans, first responders, and their families. For over 20 years. To never forget. Tunnels to Towers provides mortgage-free homes to Gold Star families and the families of fallen first responders with young children. Builds specially adapted smart homes for catastrophically injured veterans and is working to eradicate veteran homelessness. David Marshall served in the Army during World War II and he has never forgotten the sacrifices of his comrades in arms, nor the efforts of first responders on 9/11 and in the days and months that followed. He is a loyal and proud foundation donor. Tunnels to Towers is committed to supporting veterans, first responders, and their families, and so many of them
Head to your drop-off at Delta.
the foundation.
Delta JFK, eh?
Never forget.
Terminal 4.
$1 a month at Tunnels to Towers.
That's it, you're leaving us already?
I know.
You should stay. No, but you come back here. You will be back.
Every Sunday morning.
Let's see how long it's going to take.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Let's take Park Avenue, Manhattan,
So take
and
1 hour
I-495
and
East
15
Queens Midtown
minutes.
Expressway, Woodhaven Boulevard,
3:38
Queens.
will be the
This
good
is the
timing.
fastest route with toll. Toll-free route is 15 minutes slower.
Their experienced doctors use the latest precision arthritis targeting technology to precisely place FDA-approved cushioning medicine, stem cells, PRP, or nerve block exactly where you need it. No surgery, no anesthesia, no hospital. Procedures can start you healing in as little as 10 minutes. Most return to work or home immediately after treatment with nothing but a 1-inch Band-Aid. Even doctors are NYC Pain MD patients. It's time to stop letting chronic pain control your life. Take the first step forward. Call to schedule a no-cost assessment at 1-800-600-KNEE. That's 800-600-5633. Clinics convenient to subways, bridges, and tunnels. Call to schedule your assessment. That's 800-600-KNEE.
The Rush Hour with those nerdly. Why will no one in the mainstream press, why won't they ever talk to the leadership of Hamas and ask the leaders of Hamas why they continue to mingle inside civilian areas where they know that they are using the human beings on the ground as human shields? Why?
The Rush Hour with those nerdly. Weekdays at 4 p.m. on 77 WABC.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left on Park Avenue South. Speed trap reported ahead.
We all know the iconic covers of the legendary Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition that have graced the newsstands and influenced generations. Today, the magazine is celebrating a huge milestone. It's the 60th anniversary swimsuit edition. Wow, still going strong. Meg Oliver traveled to Florida for a rare behind-the-scenes look at the making of this issue. Meg, good morning to you.
I'll take care of it, Meg. I got it, all right? Let me tell you what's going on here. They ruined the franchise. Sports Illustrated is addicted to putting fatties on the cover, trans people on the cover, and Gail King on the cover. Could I be on the cover of Men's Fitness? No, I don't have a wash pack, six-pack, board, whatever the hell they look with. I don't have one of those. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody does, but whatever. They put Gail King on the swimsuit edition. Now, this is about as, like, I don't know, turning culture on its head. This is as bizarre as that. I feel like the guy must have felt in 1957 when, you know, before that, you couldn't just walk into a store and buy a magazine with nude women in it, right? You had to, like, go to the Bowery, and you had to go meet some guy in an alley, and then they had to go walk 5 blocks to make sure the cops weren't following you, and then he'd give you the nudie book.
In 1,000 feet, turn left on Park Avenue South.
Playboy magazine. That was like a very big moment. This is like that same kind of moment, all right? It was, I guess it was fun while it lasted. It was also kind of harmful. Gail King is an amazing broadcaster. She's woke and terrible in a certain regard, but she's also actually very good at the technical side of broadcasting.
And I think that Michelle Obama would win right now if she would run. I think that Michelle...
Carrying out the storm. Can you elaborate on that?
There's a lot of frustration. You know, there was a hope. If you go back to before October 7th, first of all, there was a real hope amongst the Gulf states in particular that they would continue to deepen their ties with Israel. The UAE and Bahrain had already established relations, of course, in 2020 with the Abraham Accords. Saudi Arabia was looking to make a normalization deal with Israel as part of its more complicated three-way agreement that would also see it sign a defense treaty with the United Gulf states did place a lot of stock in, and they have fought this war in Gaza in such a way. They have killed so many civilians. They've caused such a horrific humanitarian crisis that they have obviously engendered huge anger across the region, and that's something that worries Gulf leaders because they're worried about what that means for stability across the region.
One of the reasons why Saudis want this agreement with Israel is because in return the U.S. would give or sell, I'm not sure which, more arms to the Saudis as part of the deal.
It's very self-interested for Saudi Arabia. I mean, if you actually look at the terms of this three-way deal...
Turn left on Park Avenue South.
Saudis, they get a defense treaty with the United States, which includes... and then ease arms sales to the kingdom. They get American help to set up a civilian nuclear program in Saudi Arabia and possibly set it up without the sort of constraints on uranium enrichment that America usually demands from other countries. It's a very friendly deal. The Israelis would get mobilization with Saudi Arabia, with the wealthiest Arab state, the untreated Northwest, a normalization deal that would be very symbolically important for Israel. It's not clear what the United States gets out of it. It's giving a lot to Saudi Arabia. It's not entirely clear what it gets in return from any of this.
One of the Saudis agree that if Trump returns to office, that the deal will be stopped. Because it plays off of the Abraham Accords, which were accomplished during the Trump administration. So why would Trump want to stop the progression of that?
I think the Saudis have two concerns when it comes to Trump. The first is just that Trump is unpredictable. They have a deal right now that they have negotiated over a period of years with the Biden administration. There's still a few details they have to work out, but they more or less have the framework of an agreement. And they know that the Biden administration wants to sign that deal. They're worried that if he leaves and Trump comes in, they may have to renegotiate. They may have to start over almost. So that's something they obviously want to avoid.
I guess it's Greg Carlstrom. He's a Middle East correspondent for The Economist. We've been talking about Arab leaders and the interests of the Arab countries.
In a quarter of a mile, stay to the right to Park Avenue.
Some Arab states pay lip service. They don't have access to many government services. Now, in terms of verbal support for Palestinians and actually doing more to help them.
It's all still lip service. As you say, with the exception of Jordan, which has more or less given equal rights to Palestinians, other states in the region tend to treat them terribly. That is the case in equal rights as citizens in Egypt. So in that sense, in the sense of taking on other responsibility, it's lip service also when it comes to military or diplomatic.
Use the right two lanes to stay to the right to Park Avenue.
Across the region, they have made a lot of angry statements since October 7th.
In 900 feet, turn right on East 36th Street.
Ambassadors recalled from Tel Aviv. There have been diplomatic downgrades, but no one has taken the step of formally severing ties with Israel. You can still get on a plane 3 times a day in Dubai and fly to Tel Aviv. The UAE has never struck down its commercial links or its transport links with Israel. That's true of other countries in the region as well. That's true of Egypt, that's true of Bahrain. They have kept diplomatic ties. In some cases, they have kept commercial ties with Israel.
Let's talk about Iran. Iran sponsors Hamas. Iran sponsors Hezbollah. Well, both of them have been attacking Israel. There are Arab leaders who are really afraid of Iran and what Iran might do. Because in addition,
Turn right on East 36th Street.
In addition to supporting Hezbollah and Hamas, Iran attacked Israel after Israel
drones were taken down by the U.S. and other countries. But it was Iran directly entering the war in a way that it hadn't before. And that's causing a lot of concern around the world, but particularly, I think, for Arab leaders. Obviously, particularly for Israel.
In a quarter of a mile, stay to the left to Queens Midtown Tunnel, left lane.
About Iran right now that have been accentuated by Iran's entry into the war.
They have a lot of concerns, and it was, I think, easy for some people to dismiss what happened last month, to dismiss this tit for tat between Iran and Israel, because the Iranian strike on Israel was largely ineffective, because as you say, most of these missiles and drones were shot down, and only a handful of them got through, and so there were a lot of people who said, you know, this was a sign that Iran is sort of a paper tiger, and the risk of conflict with Iran, but that is very much not the view for governments in the Gulf. And have always seen Iran, most of them have always seen Iran as their main threat. It is a country that is not just ideologically opposed to them, but is geopolitically opposed to them, and been fighting this proxy war against Saudi Arabia for the past couple of decades in places like Lebanon and Yemen. This proxy war that the Iranians have largely won. They have this now network of militias entrenched across the Middle East, and the Gulf states have nothing to rise against. We've seen those militias on various occasions attack Saudi Arabia. They attacked Saudi oil facilities. 5 years ago, they briefly shut down half the kingdom's oil production. They attacked the UAE 2 years ago, firing firearms. They surround the Gulf, and they have in the past demonstrated an ability to attack the Gulf. And now you have this emerging conflict between Iran and Israel, direct conflict between Iran and Israel. An Israeli state that the UAE and Bahrain have already normalized relations with. The Saudis are looking to normalize relations with. So there's a concern in regional conflict that if Iran and Israel continue fighting, if their fighting escalates, their direct fighting, Iran might also choose to lash out at states in the Arab world, Gulf states, that have normalized ties with Israel. It might pull them into that war, and that is something that the Gulf states, which realize they're very, very vulnerable, it's something they want to avoid.
Has Iran directly threatened any countries, like if it comes to assisting the U.S.? Jordan helped shoot down some of the drones in the Iranian attack on Israel. Did Iran threaten Jordan after that?
Jordan did help, and it played a very significant role, and Iran did threaten it. It wasn't the most direct threat, but it implicitly said, if we attack Israel again, and you choose to get involved again, then, you know, sort of nice country you have here fishing if something happens to us. They have made it clear, and they have done other things subtly to send a message to Jordan that they would consider. I'm not sure they would consider striking Jordan directly, but trying to play games with Jordan's stability, trying to do things that might destabilize Jordan politically. They have made it clear that they would do that.
And in Gaza, Hamas, which is supported by Iran, they run the government. They run the territory. So it's not like they're part of the government. They are the government now.
They have been. I think the question is whether they can remain that way. They started as a militant group carrying out attacks against Israelis, but in their early days, I don't think they had any aspiration to govern. They really were just a militia in their early days. They gradually moved into politics. They won the last legislative election in the Palestinian territories almost 20 years ago. And then after a period of infighting with the Palestinian authorities, they took control of Gaza, and they were suddenly in this position where they had to govern, and they had to hire a bureaucracy and oversee a civil service and do all of
traffic, 11 minutes.
All of us here in our region and beyond. I hope you'll join us and become a member of WNYC.
Emergency vehicle reported ahead.
You can find your way home from there. Southbound Freeway residual rubbernecking from the Parkway right on down towards the Palisades. Rest of the bridges and puddles, here's what you need to know. City-bound side of the George Washington Bridge, believe the extra 50 on the upper lower is better. North and west side, you're way right up down. Southbound Henry Hudson getting better as the construction goes away. Later the Henry Hudson Bridge. Lincoln Tunnel is about 10 minutes in. The outbound Lincoln, you want 9 because already everybody else is on 11. Holland Tunnel, 30 minutes out of town. Quickly. Inbound Holland is pretty easy. You can take one and 3 getting worse. So Langston going to take you at least a little. The eastbound Long Island Expressway worse than your home already through Queens and Route 2 in Nassau County. I'm Greg Wright, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Pretty low, a lot of clouds around right now, across the areas of seeing some rain. The city's rain here over the last couple of hours has been across eastern Long Island through Suffolk County, extending up into Connecticut. So back towards the city, just a few passes of drizzle. And that's the base front coast of New Jersey and the Hudson Valley. Kind of a sign of things to come as we head into tonight. We will have some occasional rain as we head into tonight, some drizzle around as well. But the steadiest, heaviest rain likely across Long Island and Connecticut. So the city will be some timing on roads, if any heavier amounts of rain. But like I said, closer to the city and close towards the west, a lot of the rain that's around tonight will be lighter. Cloudy rain and drizzle tomorrow. A lot of clouds again. A cool, gusty breeze. High temperature 66 right now, but too much of a breeze today. That breeze will get 25 to 30 miles per hour tomorrow. And even shower clouds tomorrow night. The light temperature down to 57. And again on Friday, more clouds in the sun, high 73. But then the clouds are back to the weekend. Does not look like a washout of a weekend at this point. We may have a couple of showers later Saturday and Saturday night, a high of 65. There is a chance for a bit of rain Sunday, but a lot of that may stay off to our south. Based on some of the latest model trends, high temperatures can be over 60 Sunday afternoon. 64 degrees right now with a cloudy sky. This hour is down to 57. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
This is on 253. A Martin acoustic guitar that an auction house says Eric Clapton used to compose Wonderful Tonight is going on the blog. The buy price is $500,000. The song is famously about Clapton's ex-wife Patty Boyd. The guitar is being sold at Bonham's Rock Pop and Film Auction in London on June 12th. A tennis legend brings bipartisan unity to the Senate. To award the Congressional Gold Medal to Billie Jean King in recognition of her leadership, life, and career in advancing equal rights for girls and women. The honor is the highest civilian award in the U.S. Alongside the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Billie Jean King was instrumental in securing equal prize money in men's and women's tennis at the U.S. Open. 62 degrees, cloudy in New York. We are going down to 57 degrees this evening. With me time 2:55.
Right now at 7-Eleven, got a big fun hot dog at a large big for $120. This is the kind of big meal that'll make you feel like a big deal. A big shot of B.I.D. That's easy for a person. You can be top dog with a hot dog. A big meal with a big belt. Stop by 7-Eleven and grab a big meal deal for only $3 and several rewards. But don't get a big head. Now if you're 175, 7-Eleven is the right Law, New York's premier injury law firm, is a tough, dedicated legal team that will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 212-593-7600 or visit HarrisLawNYC.com. At Harris Law, we hired an accident reconstruction specialist who found a second vehicle with a much larger insurance policy contributed to this accident. So instead of $100,000, we got caught on $1 million. Call Harris Law today, 212-593-7600 or HarrisLawNYC.com. The consultation is free. The compensation could be millions. When you're a fellow, you know insurance cares for you in your own home. It makes a difference. Paramount Home Care recognizes that and offers competitive pay at $2,200 for their CPAP program. You can choose your own caregiver who gets paid or care for you, including a family member or a friend. Call now, 929-577-4560. That's 929-577-4560. Paramount Home Care services critical disabled or those requiring long-term care. If you're in need of a home health aide or would like a family member or a friend to be arranged, Paramount Home Care can help coordinate your enrollment. Our goal is for you to maintain your independence. Paramount Home Care serves people
Estimated time in traffic, 13 minutes.
or private insurance. Call now, 929-577-4560. Again, 929-577-4560. Paramount Home Care. We offer the services to keep you in your home.
WINS, WINS-FM in HD1, New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app. 10-10 winds out. The weather says cloudy and breezy tonight with occasional rain, low 57 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy and breezy with occasional rain, high 66. Still damp tomorrow night. Friday, warmer with more clouds and sunshine, high 73. Saturday, cloudy with a couple of showers in the afternoon, high 65. And then the damp weather continues on Sunday, a cloudy day with rain and drizzle, high 67. It is 63 degrees now under a cloudy sky in New York. We are going down to 57 degrees tonight. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Angela Noria is our service aide. Sarah Milano's writing. Kyle Morrow is at the editor's desk. I'm Lori Melton.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York. Good afternoon, 61 degrees now. Under cloudy skies at 3 o'clock. I'm Larry Mullins. Here's what's happening. Well, they say they'll do it, debate each other, that is, but given the history of folks dropping out for various reasons, we'll have to wait and see. But right now, President Biden and former President Trump say they will spar in June and September. Stand by. Cops looking for Rogers and Hammerstein. Some clown laying around with a pair of cameras that was collecting store purchases on Route 31. He's made off with a few items. Police are asking the public help in locating him now. The head of the DOT in Albany today, making a case for expanding the city's red light camera program, saying our safety depends on it, and citing examples where the lights have reduced incident events by more than 76%. This is pretty cool. A 95-year-old seamstress out of Queens had a statue made in her likeness, but it disappeared 40 years ago. Well, guess what turned up recently? There's a 95-year-old lady with a big smile on her face this afternoon, folks. And like nobody would notice, a Georgia man pleads guilty to stealing millions from the Masters golf tournament, including one of those famous green jackets. And yeah, people in Al. Speaking of green, check it out, Mullen. Segway, the Dow, Nasdaq, and the S&P bathed in green this afternoon. There's a day on Wall Street, barring any unforeseen drops. We'll hit the closing bell in the gains column. More coming up on Money Watch, and actually weather is cloudy and a bit cooler with rain and a high of 55. From your Mercedes, Benjamin, to Dr. Traffic Center now. Gregory right there over Queens or East Queens to get you over to Queens. Eastbound B3 out of Brooklyn. Not easy. You're all jammed up from the Williamsburg Bridge right up towards the Long Island Expressway. There was a crash on the ramp from the eastbound B2E onto the eastbound L line lower level, but that accident and now the ensuing rush hour, not good. Outbound side of the Gowanus getting down to Fort Hamilton Parkway, center lane out with a crash. That makes the mess all the way back through Sunset Park, and that's after you deal with some trouble on the westbound B2E. It looks like a breakdown coming down towards Hamilton Avenue, knocking out at least one lane. Here's what you need to know about the race tunnel. Sitting down George 25 up 15 down southbound Henry Hudson
congestion northbound west side, Lee 10, getting you out of town. For now, the inbound Lincoln's all right. Outbound Lincoln, you want 9 because everyone else is on 11. 30 to 40 at the outbound Holland Tunnel. Inbound Holland, you're in pretty decent shape. Mario Cuomo, Rockland bound, still bad because of the earlier northbound closure on the thruway at Palisades with the earlier jagline. It's all been reopened, but don't tell the traffic that. Traffic is sponsored by Upper East Side Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. I'm Greg Wright, 1010 West on 92.3 FM.
The Chris Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, situated right on the water in Brooklyn, provides high-quality, individualized services specifically tailored for short-term, full-stay, and long-term rehabilitation. Visit SCR.com or 718-272-3500.
We'll have to wait and see. There will be at least 2 presidential debates, though, between President Biden and former President Donald Trump. They unofficially traded barbs today. Biden saying he'd be happy to debate on any Wednesday. Trump is free, referring to his trial schedule. These guys are too much. And Trump saying on Truth Social he's willing to debate Crooked Joe any place and any time. Well, so far we've got 2 debates now.
Both candidates have now agreed to 2 debates. One in CNN's Atlanta studios on June 27th, and another on September 10th at the ABC News studios. Trump has asked for 2 more debates to take place in July and August. There's no indication at this point that Biden would agree to that. The Commission on Presidential Debates was spurned by Biden this morning, says it stands ready to move forward with the events it had planned in September and October.
Now, Wayne's family, I'm not trying to start anything, but folks are already tweeting and asking me, how are they going to debate if one of them is found guilty and incarcerated? I don't know. I just report this stuff. It's never been done before, and the trial isn't over now. Just stay tuned. We'll let you know when we know. We're in this thing with you. Cops searching for the hammer-wielding robber who threatened a worker at a 7-Eleven store in Manhattan yesterday at about 12:30 a.m. at the West 42nd Street store in Hell's Kitchen. Cops say the man pocketed some merchandise, tried to leave the store without paying, but when a worker confronted him, hey, put that back, he allegedly pulled out 2 hammers and started swinging at the guy. The intruder ran off without hurting anybody. He's still out there somewhere. The DOT says red light cameras are in just 1% of the city's intersections, and they say that played a huge part in the record number of deaths last year caused by folks running a red light. 29 of them, all at intersections without a red light cam, according to the DOT. Well, that's why Commissioner Ydanis Rodriguez is in Albany today, urging lawmakers to renew and expand the city's red light program. The department says that in intersections with the camera, there was a whopping 73% drop in red light legislation. In other news, a 95-year-old retired seamstress has been reunited with a lost statue that was made in her likeness 4 decades ago. I love this story. It's headed to the Italian-American Museum here in the city's Little Italy. Maria Puzzoni came to New York from Italy in 1955, and she became a master seamstress in the garment district. Her former employer had the 51-inch sculpture of her made 40 years ago, stood in the company's lobby on Broadway for years. Her granddaughter, Jennifer Puzzoni, actually tells us the statue meant a lot to the workers there.
It was a sense of camaraderie to workers as they came into the building, and it was walk in and say hello to the statue, good morning Maria, good night Maria, as they left.
Her statue was believed to have been lost or destroyed, but the family kept on looking and eventually found it at an antique warehouse in Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's good news. Her granddaughter says that they knew it needed a special place to go. What that is like to really go to the Italian American Museum slated to open this summer. Congratulations, Miss Maria. Oh, I love stories like that. All right, everybody, get ready to put your dancing shoes on. New York City's largest dance event, the 19th annual Dance Parade and Festival, slated for this Saturday. Makes me want to dance, but for optical purposes, I'll just keep to myself. Did you know, though, that the city still has laws on the books that prevent dancing at lots of nightlife venues? The organizers of the parade joined the mayor today, rallying for a package of bills to change all that.
Mayor Adams joined performers on the steps of City Hall to declare May 18th Dance Parade Day, an annual event that's part parade, part political statement.
It's unbelievable that we have been so antiquated that we created these laws that tell people it is all right for you to sit in the space, but you can't get up and dance when you enjoy the music.
The city did away with Prohibition-era dance restrictions in 2017.
But we didn't fix the zoning part. And it's very hard to change the zoning laws differences. And the differences are the border. President Biden today signed an executive order to limit it to 4,000 people a day. But that's wrong. 4,000 people a day times 365 days a year is how many? 1,000,005? 1,000,005 unvetted people? I would say yes, it's 1,000,005 is good, but you got to go through an Ellis Island type operation to make sure you know who's coming and going. I mean, I think that's very important.
John, out of that
Curtis,
million,
look for
1,500,000, there may be some very good swimmers who come across the Rio Grande who could end up.
Eric Adams will hire them.
Who could become a
swimmers.
Look, I have an answer to that. John,
later.
I have an answer to that. And it's your people who can provide the lifeguards, the Greek Orthodox. But we'll get to that later.
Well,
Anyway.
they're in Tampa, and they're searching for the course that's thrown in once a year.
Yes, on January 7th.
They swim pretty good.
When I lived down...
But we're off the subject already.
I know, but now that you touched on it. Okay, so I'm down in Battery City at that time.
Okay.
Doing morning radio at WABC. I walk over to the old World Trade Center site, and I see there's like a Greek Orthodox priest. There's all these young men. It's like January 7th, which is John's Christmas, Greek Orthodox Christmas. And he throws this golden cross into the Hudson River. There's an undercurrent. There's riptide. There's all that. There's like 50 of these Greek guys. They're down to their BBDs. They're dying.
In the Hudson River?
Yes.
It could have been worse. It could have been the East River. Once you go down, you never come up again to the East River. Ever.
Whoever gets the cross first,
the undercurrent,
is guaranteed good luck. He gets blessed by the Archbishop. And, you know, he becomes a hero in the Greek Orthodox community. Wow. Your people have not only young men who can be lifeguards, but are good swimmers.
Are you looking for a replacement for the ones that Mayor Adams wants to hire? You know, I mean...
John, maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
If they swam by themselves from Haiti to Florida, that's pretty good swimmers. And avoiding all the sharks.
That's right.
We going to get a new show, or is this a comedy show?
News show.
You got to entertain too, as you know, John and Dolly. Got to entertain.
We want people to feel good about things. We want people, you know, sometimes by telling jokes, Dominic, you get through to people on the reality.
Agreed.
And I think that's very important.
Agreed.
And what I think, what President Biden has done, limited to 4,000 a day, it's not good.
No, of course.
If you don't know who the 4,000 are.
But
and it's a Band-Aid.
They're going to say, right, they're going to say it's something. But I think brilliant that he has these debates, because remember, his numbers are going down. He is amongst the members of the DNC. Well, maybe you got to go, Joe. Maybe you got to go. He doesn't want to go. Remember, his convention is in Chicago at the end of August. So if he does the first debate and he's standing, you're never going to get him to move aside for anyone else. Because John has floated that idea. Others have floated that idea. That come convention time in Chicago, that he will step aside.
A lot of things happen in Chicago.
I know that, but the point being is that they would use a maneuver of the convention to have him step aside and somebody else becomes the candidate.
But they don't have a deep bench. Don't dare mention Kamala Harris, the vice president. Don't dare mention the pretty boy governor of California. They don't have a deep bench.
But if he does the debate in June with CNN, and they shoot him full of kerosene, like they do every time he does the State of the Union address, he's good for an hour. Remember, he's good for an hour. Get him in there. If Trump is overpowering, like Foreman was versus Ali, like Clubber Lang. Remember Clubber Lang against Rod kill you. All Joe Biden has to be is standing after that first debate, and he will continue to be the candidate. If Trump destroys him, then obviously come August, they got to look for somebody else. There's no doubt about it.
Trump is going to destroy him in the debate. We'll see what happens, but...
Wait.
You don't know. I give everybody a fair chance, but President Biden, look, President Trump is very sharp, and he's 78 years old, 77, 78, and for a 77, 78-year-old, he's extraordinarily in good shape.
Right, but John,
President Biden, let me finish.
Yeah.
President Biden is 80 years old, and for 80 years old, he's not in great shape. And he has moments of having loose ends, and so it's anybody can.
Right, but you have to convince Trump to let Biden talk. The last time it was Chris Christie. Right, Chris Christie prepared him for the debates, and as you know, Chris Christie, bully.
Show him the respect of a mutual president, and let him talk. Right, and
Speed trap reported ahead.
Either he does well, or doesn't do well, and whatever happens, happens.
Oh, imagine this. It's an hour debate, right? A half hour into it. If Biden's doing relatively well, then you move in.
Don't forget, he lasted an hour for the national debate. So whatever drugs they put him on,
it's Storcy. They shot him up.
Well, but go ahead, Mr. Katzman. What happens though if Biden fumbles in the middle of this live debate? And there's a real possibility if there's a gap
they'll make
that can happen.
news. Listen, whatever's going to happen, let it happen. But if he's not feeling up to it, he might not do it. You don't know when they wake up that morning what they're going to do.
Let's do this. Let's listen to what the President of the United States, Joe Biden, had to say. This all happened very fast. Again, it happens against the backdrop of the New York Times, Philadelphia Inquirer, a group of polls showing Trump is winning in 5 out of 6 battleground states. Trump is doing better with black voters than any other Republican candidate in history, going back to the civil rights movement. That's how well Trump is doing with blacks and with Hispanics. This is what President Joe Biden had to say on the debate front.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
A little dig.
Red light camera reported ahead.
I know, but the Democrats need to hear that. You understand? That's their guy. They need to hear that.
But they need to hear, I hear you're free on Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Come on. You understand. If that was your guy, you'd want to hear that if you were a Democrat. You want to hear that sarcasm, because that's what Trump would say if Trump would reverse. You got to feel a little fire, a little spunk. If Biden can get through a debate. But I'm telling you, if Trump would just relax, let him talk himself into a box, get 2 words in, then all the women out there say, wow, Trump's a bully. You see, he hasn't changed. And remember, it's women who determine the outcome of an election. I know guys, they like, but first of all, they're the minority of the electorate, and many times they don't vote. It's the women in the household who vote, and they don't like bullies. Just chill out, Trump. Let him talk himself into a box. As John said, be respectful initially, and let halfway through the debate, if you see he's doing very well, then move in for the kill.
2 quick points. One, the room should be a wand to make sure there are no electronic devices in the room.
In other words, nobody's whispering in anybody's ear what to say and what not to say.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that's
sir.
very important. Otherwise, you're just a robot. You might as well put a robot up.
Right. So that's one. And 2, I guess we'll put this to you, Mr. Katzman. What happened to the bravado position that President Biden took, a month ago, where he said, I don't know if I'll debate Trump. It depends on how he acts.
It depends who's making the decisions in the White House.
Bottom line.
And he also got the commitment that they'll turn the microphone off. They will turn the microphone, and you know they will.
The other thing they can do is Trump can bring in equipment to wipe out any other signals coming in.
That would be interesting in both sides before the debate starts.
I mean, you have 2 ex-presidents.
Right, wants to sweep the room.
This is what I said.
Yes.
What I said is, this is stupid what they're doing with President Trump in these local justices and judges. And you have 200 million people, 170 million people voting. Let the 170 million people, 180 million people, let them be the true judges who should be the president, the next president. And I started to talk about CNBC calling me before, and I said to them, are you better off today than you were?
Estimated time in traffic, 13
Are you
minutes.
better off when President Biden is president? Gasoline is almost double the price. Food prices are up 30%. 30-year mortgage is up double or triple what it was. I mean, guys, enough is enough. And you have a commander-in-chief that the Houthis, a bunch of criminals, shut down the Red Sea and shut down the Suez Canal, and the commander-in-chief doesn't do anything. I mean, if you take care of the Suez Canal and the Red Sea, and you open up, and we could go oil again through there, the price of oil will drop $1.50 a gallon. We are going to take a break. Curtis Leroy, I see you're ready to dive in, to jump in. We'll let you do that in just a moment. Time for a break. We will be right back.
John Catsimatidis and Dominic Carter.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Okay, we've got an hour to clean both cars. Grab the buckets. Cool. I picked up some 303. Their aerospace protectant is awesome, so we're going to try some of their other stuff. Grab me that bottle of wash.
Whoa, that smells amazing.
Yeah, that citrus is nice. Okay, now hand me the hose. Hey! I don't see a bucket yet.
303 Car Care. Driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
If you came across a child struggling with hunger, how would you...
The experts at NYC Pain MD, leaders in non-surgical medical treatment for arthritis pain, have a special message. If you've been told that you are bone to bone, or that knee replacement surgery is your only option, or would prefer to avoid the side effects of pain medicines, their experienced doctors use the latest in precision arthritis targeting technology to precisely place FDA-approved cushioning medicines, stem cells, PRP, or nerve blocks exactly where you need it. No surgery, no anesthesia, no hospital. Procedures can start you healing in as little as 10 minutes. Most return to work or home immediately after treatment with nothing but a 1-inch Band-Aid. Even doctors are NYC Pain MD patients. It's time to stop letting chronic pain control your life. Take the first step forward. Call to schedule a no-cost assessment at 1-800-600-KNEE. That's 800-600-5633. Clinics convenient to subways, bridges, and tunnels. Call to schedule your assessment. That's 800-600-KNEE.
Coming up at 3:55 p.m. Listen for the Tunnel of Towers Foundation final thoughts on 77 WABC.
Hemorrhoids can be a real pain in the butt, causing anal itching and burning and irritation. Get fast relief with all natural, doctor-developed and tested Anacool. Buy Anacool, A-N-A-C-O-O-L, on Amazon right now and save 15% with code WABC2024.
The one and only Goya Adobo All-Purpose All-in-One Seasoning. Perfect for all seasons. A simple shake is all it takes. Spring, elevate your veggies with a shake of its secret blend of Latin spices. Summer, step up your grilling game season? Shake some more and add some Latin magic to your favorite holiday roast. Goya Adobo, your all-in-one seasoning for all seasons. Find it in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
The views and opinions expressed by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the policies or positions of WABC Radio, its management, or its sponsors.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Protecting America with Rita Cosby.
Mike Byrne, former federal prosecutor. What are your thoughts about Stormy Daniels? Do you think she helped or did she hurt the prosecution's case?
I think she hurt the case. And this is just because a lot of people pontificating about the trial don't really understand how trials work. And the reason that's not a criticism is because they haven't been in trials. So the point is, prosecutors very often overplay their hand. The case has nothing to do with this encounter out there that happened 18 years ago. Yet in they come, by analogy to the charts with the Rolex, and she's going into all kinds of graphic detail about this. Even the judge gave away a lot, Rita, when he said, look, a lot of things were said that should have been left unsaid. That told me a lot, and it was a disgrace.
Download all the Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
And so the debate is set for June 27th, Mr. Cassimatini. Let's talk about this. We want to talk about our children. This is good show right now. It's not mine. It's not Curtis's, but we got some fun with it. It's probably not for them to do. A member of the Democratic National Committee went to work for the Department of Justice in the number 3 position. Remember? Cantangelo or something?
Yeah, I believe you.
Cantangelo or something. And then...
Colangelo, I think.
Colangelo. From the Democratic National Committee with number 3 in the Justice Department. How do you go from a political guy to number 3 in the Justice Department? Number 1. Number 2, how much influence is he exerting over the Department of Justice and over
Garland, who Professor Derwinski said to me, Dershowitz said to me that Garland is supposed to be a very fine person. Now, number 3, you ready for the third strike?
Sure.
He demotes himself and goes from the number 3 person in the Justice Department for the whole country, coming to New York and taking charge of the prosecution against President Trump. All right, give me a break, guys. I mean, coincidence. No coincidence.
Right, but this just benefits Donald Trump. These numbers keep going up.
Well,
No, but the point...
They went in there. This is what I said. Look, I believe in law and order, but I think this is a political situation.
And on that note, we are going to take a break. So much more to talk about. We're going to do exactly that. Stay with us, folks.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that night. Consumer Cellular, more fast, reliable coverage for leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM
Michael Cohen back on the stand, cross-examination. Mr. Cassidy, let me talk about something the baseball club. The Ferry Hawks, Staten Island, Ferry Hawks, Staten Island beat Hagerstown today. It was 13-3. That's the Mariners. 1.5 games. And managers are great luck. See you first, but first by 1.5 games, and then they look at great luck. Now, back to New York. Back to New York. To talk about Michael Cohen. We don't understand how many times he's not told you. I agree with you. He's not told the truth for so many times.
John, in all the trials I've seen, when you testify, because
the prosecution was disappointed. They were disappointed because the only question at this point, and Curtis will probably disagree with me, the only question at this point, and I say this having been an in-bed reporter, I don't see that happen in Democrat
counts, this is what happened. But I don't think they'll exonerate them on all 34 charges.
I remember the Reverend
At the Noodle Club, at the cigar bar,
Okay.
used to be there, and
that's no longer, correct?
Havana is gone. Havana bar is gone.
You have said that. Because if your sin is it a crime?
And whatever happens, what happened? If he did have sex, and I don't know how we weren't there, none of us were there. I don't know what to believe or not to believe. If there was a payoff, I guess he just wants to get off his desk. Sometimes people, $100,000 to Donald Trump, it means nothing.
Right, but
I mean, sometimes you just want it off your desk.
Right, but the only people that count are the jury. It doesn't matter what you think, Dom, I think, what John thinks, anybody else. It's the jurors. And it's like when Bill Clinton first said, I did not have sex with that woman. Everybody knew he had sex with Monica Lewinsky.
Right, but nobody likes Stormy Daniels. The jury is not going to like her. And nobody likes Michael Cohen. They're not going to like him either. And so, there is no way you get a conviction on any of these counts.
Wow, you are so hopelessly naive. You don't live in Manhattan, do you?
I used to.
I know, but that was then. This is now. This is Manhattan that elected Alvin Bragg and would re-elect him by 80% if he elected him tomorrow.
Listen, I'm not sure about that.
Absolutely, without a
The
doubt.
defendant is the former president of the United States of America, and even more, you mentioned the jurors. You're absolutely right, Curtis.
You going Delta?
They're reading everything about this trial?
Everything.
Okay, they also see the polling and they will be headed back to the White House.
And that's the reason they want to find them guilty, because they're Democrats.
No, most people don't have the political interest that you, I, or Mr. Cassidy.
You gonna do a sidewalk check?
Sorry?
There's an option like you can check your luggage from the sidewalk if you want.
Oh, yeah, I think that's better, right?
Yeah, it costs more, but up to you. Or you can go inside. You're the boss.
I'll just go inside.
Most of these jurors are from the Upper West Side. I see them cursing me every day when I go to get a cup of coffee. And I'm not Donald Trump. Oh my God, wait, what? You wear red for Trump? Oh, you're Trump, huh? I hope they put him in six. But they still hold out the Congress. I hate that man.
So, Mr. Cassidy, if you're Trump, I don't think it's a smart. No,
Drop off Meg on the right.
Gentlemen, the mayor, Eric Adams, and his news briefing yesterday. Breaking news. Yeah. The mayor, Eric Adams, of the Catherine Cosby Show, Cat 45 today. Fantastic. We look forward to hearing that. I want to make sure that he's blessing all of us, not just him. And all the crime victims that he's left behind.
Stop here. So anyway, finally, everybody leaving the same time. Where is everybody going? Florida?
Including carry-on baggage and checked baggage to avoid transporting items without their knowledge.
Migrants that will not be right. First of all, if at the end of the day there are migrants that are hired, they have to be paid. And make sure, yes, they know what the rules are, they know that they're not addicts, they're not etc. But more important, and I would say this all along, make sure they're not American people, American citizens. They want those jobs. Because American citizens should come first. Not necessarily somebody from Central America. Not necessarily somebody from South America. Not somebody from, I don't know, where they come from? Uganda? Where are they coming from?
No, they're coming from Mali, they're coming from Mauritania, Chad, Senegal, Sudan, and Madagascar.
I think American Amen. Personally, what you say.
Number one, you have to understand a lifeguard is a very skilled position. Just because you can swim does not mean you can be a lifeguard. There's riptide, there is undertow. You have to be able to save people who are in distress. That requires that you go through a lengthy process of training, which lifeguards have to go through. They want to lower the standards now, 15 and a half. They're giving them a $1,000 bonus. Plus, every lifeguard has to be fingerprinted and their backgrounds checked. None of these illegal aliens have had that. And you have to find out what they did in their countries of origin, which would require the NYPD to work with ICE, which the city of New York will not permit. So hell no, you're not going to make them lifeguards.
Hey, they can always take the ones that beat up the cops in Times Square that received the plea bargain, right?
Thank you, Albert Gray.
And let them be lifeguards,
Yeah,
right?
thank you, Albert Gray. That's a ridiculous thing.
But I agree.
Well, and it's what the way he said it.
And that's why Trump resonates. America first.
Right, but if Trump said that, well, they're good swimmers, you're a racist. If John said it when he ran for mayor 2013 as a Republican, you're a racist. If I said it the last time around against Adams, you're a racist. He says it, we know what that means, wetback. They come across the Rio Grande, they're excellent swimmers. Idiot, they're not swimming across the Rio Grande. They're walking across the Rio Grande. And when it's really high tide, they don't. So this guy gets away with it because he's a Democrat.
And not only that, why in the world are you advocating for migrants? Instead of using that same breath that you're articulating issues to advocate for America.
I'll give you an example. You went to Theodore Roosevelt High School.
Yes, sir.
It had an Olympic-style pool. Many public high schools have pools. Many of the Catholic high schools, which have been closed, had pools. So you had a ready supply of young men, young women who were on swim teams, but they still had to go for additional training. Even if you wanted to hire them now, the amount of training they'd have to go through to become a lifeguard, they wouldn't be available until after Labor Day. The summer season, the beach season, the pool season would be over. So why do you even say something that's so stupid? You know it can't be done.
And as you're making this point, I've got to take a break, but as you're making this point, so I'm riding the subway here in New York City from Columbia. What is the fastest way you told me to get on?
Yes.
From Columbia to the station. And what happens on the train? There is a migrant woman with the kid on her back, wrapped up, and she's selling candy. And it just turned me off. It didn't sit right with me. So let's take a break, gentlemen. When we come back, I want to deal with the issue of these college protests. Yesterday,
one person at Columbia tore up their diploma today.
Right, and so they should not be able to get a copy of their transcript. They should not be able to get their actual diploma.
Absolutely right.
You could have gotten your diploma that you never got from NYU today at Yankee Stadium where they had their graduation.
It's just, let me tell you something. It's wrong. And by the way, do we have time or are we going to break?
We're going to take a break, sir. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hold that thought for just 1 second. Curtis Leewood only over the table. I know you want to make your point.
I want a diploma. I want a high school diploma.
And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE on May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
What drives you? At 303 Car Care, we're driven to put the best detailing products in your hands. We create every formula, fill every bottle, and test every batch of 303 at our Chicago headquarters, always with quality in mind. From cleaners and coatings to our flagship aerospace protectant, you can trust that every 303 product does what the label says it's going to do. That's because 303 is driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Make your milestones memorable at the Seafire Grill. Let their events team craft the perfect celebration for your graduate success and delight in exclusive seafood and sizzling steaks in an elegant atmosphere. Visit theseafiregrill.com to view their prefix menus and seasonal seafood dishes.
Hemorrhoids can be a real pain in the butt, causing anal itching and burning and irritation. Get fast relief with all natural doctor-developed and tested Anacool. Buy Anacool, A-N-A-C-O-O-L, on Amazon right now.
Delivery.
15% with code WABC 2024.
When our truck stops in front of your home,
You'll know it's there.
because you'll feel magic in the air.
You'll see the magic with your eyes.
When that junk disappears,
And you'll feel the fresh air freedom.
throughout your body,
When that dull junk is gone, all your cool stuff will sparkle.
you'll smile.
You'll dance.
You'll call your friends.
Because you'll want them to see it and feel it too.
When you're ready to unleash the delight,
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com. Judge Janine Pirro here with New York-based trial attorney Anthony T. DiPietro. Anthony is the first lawyer to start filing doctor exploitation cases over 11 years ago who exposed the Robert Haddon cover-up at Columbia University. I'm stressing the importance of contacting Anthony if you were a patient of urologist Darius
Anthony,
Duke at
what's
New
up?
York Presbyterian, the Brady Urology Institute at Weill Cornell Medical Center, or Northwell Hospital.
You Anthony, wow.
Been criminally convicted for fraud, abuse, and exploiting male patients. If you thought the varicocele procedure, ED, or Klinefelter's treatment by Paduke was suspicious, you were right, and I can help. We've already recovered over $250 million for our clients against
Without any out-of-pocket expenses while protecting your identity and confidentiality. The DiPietro Law Firm will help you.
For a 100% free and confidential consultation, please contact me at 212-233-3600 or visit atdlaw.com.
You're not alone. And now, it's
time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts.
And indeed, it's time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts. John Catsimatidis, Curtis Lewa, Dominic Carter here with you.
Okay.
Gentlemen, my firm belief, Columbia University, New York City.
Well, let me just say something about Tunnel to Towers.
Okay, go ahead.
They do a phenomenal job.
Yes, they do.
Taking care of the veterans, taking care of law enforcement, and whoever can contribute, please contribute, because Tunnel to Towers does wonderful job for all the people in need that have served our country, that have served our cities. What do you think?
Yeah, in fact, you may remember, Dominic, the recent story, African-American probationary firefighter had served 3 tours in the Middle East and Persian Gulf as a Marine, had a sudden heart attack and died. He hadn't been in the fire department long enough to get the benefits, and Tunnel to Tower came in immediately and told his widow and the 2 children, don't worry, we've got you covered, the house, the cost, that's one less worry you're going to have in this world.
Can you imagine that? You've lost a loved one, the breadwinner for the family, and you have a monthly mortgage, and an amazing organization comes in, so you lose the breadwinner. How am I going to pay this mortgage in the next 2 months? The stress of that. And then you have Tunnel to Towers that comes in and says, don't worry, we got you.
That's the city level. They couldn't because he hadn't served enough time. Tunnels to the Tower didn't wait. Didn't have to have a big board meeting. They just said we have to do the right thing. This man served our country 3 tours as a United States Marine in the Middle East and wanted to be a firefighter. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack in his probationary period. We're taking care of the family. We're taking care of the mortgage. And the wife was so relieved.
So the time we have left, these college protests throughout the country, right? So I want you to hear this, Mr. Catsimatidis. Yesterday, one of the smaller graduations at Columbia, young lady gets up there, and what does she do? She starts attacking unfairly Israel, and I say bravo, because all of a sudden, her mic got shut down.
Did they not know that over 34,000 lives have been murdered, over 77,000 injured? Do they not see the decimation of the healthcare system in Gaza, the attacks on hospitals, humanitarian workers, the massive graves outside of El Shifa Hospital found while we sat in our classrooms learning about investigating?
You went on for a long time, though.
This is true, but
is that part of freedom of speech? I don't know. I mean, certain other people are yelling about freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, but the part that ticked me off, is that the person that tore up the diploma?
I don't believe it's the same individual.
No,
different
there
person.
quite a few who tore up their diplomas. But the big graduation, where you're really going to see the anti-Semitism flow, CUNY Law School. Remember, last year they turned their backs on Eric Adams, and then the commencement speaker was basically thanking the law school for allowing them to attack Israel and criticize Jews. And they couldn't find a place for graduation. Even Hunter, as progressive as they are, said no. So guess who's going to be hosting their graduation on May 25th? A place you know well, the Apollo Theater. Oh man, the anti-Semitism and hate of America and hate of Israel is going to flow. Dominic, for all time's sake, because you were at the Apollo Theater many years,
But I think you're wrong, Curtis. You know why?
What?
The Apollo Theater is mainly, am I allowed to say the word black? Black and colored people, or whatever else it is. And I don't think it's those people that are protesting.
Remember,
I don't think that those people are saying, what the hell are you crazy guys doing?
Right, but it's a graduation ceremony, so the only ones who will be there are family and friends of the graduates and the dean that they were supposed to get rid of last year, remember?
But that dean is still there?
Still there, because you know politicians, they have press conferences once
that dean that tolerated
is still there, and they're still getting their funding. Remember they said we're going to cut your funding, which they can't because it's a government entity. They didn't cut $1 from this epicenter of hate, of anti-Semitism, and anti-Americanism.
We've only got about 40 seconds left. It hurts me to my heart when you look at what the Jewish community did in standing with the black community during the civil rights movement. And now the Jewish community needs help. And people are just forgetting, Mr. Catsimatidis, we'll give you and Curtis the final word, what happened October 7th in Israel when they were viciously attacked.
Well, what happened is Iran, the Houthis, not the Houthis, the Iranian mullahs paid off Hamas. Originally I said $100 million. It was $200 million for 10,000 Hamas families. And they went in, gave them guns, and they went in and pillaged Israel.
I say for the support the Israel Day Parade, we should have our own Sid Rosenberg who gets the King David Award, and Jerry Seinfeld should be the Grand Marshal.
And folks, we close on this. All it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org.
Janine Pirro here. Who is there for heroes or the families left behind when a service member or first responder dies or is catastrophically injured in the line of duty? Who helps our country's homeless veterans? And who helps our nation to never forget 9/11? Let me tell you who. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation, that's who. The foundation's Gold Star, Fallen First Responders, Smart Home, and Homeless Veteran programs comprise their In the Line of Duty programs. They're all dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes and their families. The foundation's Never Forget programs engage people in 9/11 remembrance across America. Over 80 runs, walks, and climbs a year. Dozens of golf outings. And the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is educating kids in our kindergarten through 12th grade to help our nation keep its vow to never forget. More than 95 cents of every dollar you donate to Tunnel to Towers goes to its programs. Never forget the sacrifices of our country's greatest heroes. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel, talk radio. WABC New York and 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past the hour. 77 WABC News starts now.
4 o'clock, it's 63 and cloudy on this Wednesday, May 15th. Good afternoon, I'm Lisa Ritchie. Your life could be saved by a migrant. More in a moment, but first, here's Jim Flipping with the Wall Street Report.
Well, Lisa, U.S. stocks finished higher today. The S&P 500 broke the 5,300 mark for the first time ever. The NASDAQ composite also touched a record high. And big picture, the latest inflation data, the main talking point on Wall Street, as the consumer price index rose 0.3% for the month of April, less than the consensus estimate for a 0.4% monthly increase. Year over year, the CPI is up 3.4%, still above the Fed's 2% target, but the CPI coming in below expectations month over month helped stocks rally, it seems. Elsewhere in economic data, retail sales remained flat in April. Economists had anticipated an increase. In company-specific news, some of the market's leaders reacted positively to the inflation report. Chipmaker NVIDIA popped. Fellow tech firms Apple and Microsoft saw their share price gain. And McDonald's is reportedly set to launch its $5 value meal as inflation leads to higher fast food prices. On the whole, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 350 points. The S&P 500 up 1.17%, and the NASDAQ Composite up 1.40%. That's the WABC Market Report. I'm James Flippin.
Mayor Eric Adams is proposing that migrants could be the solution this summer to the city's lifeguard shortage.
How do we have a large body of people that are in our city and country that are excellent swimmers, and at the same time we need lifeguards? And the only obstacle is that we don't give them the right to work.
The Adams administration boosted pay and offered bonuses to recruit lifeguards in the past. President Biden is challenging former President Trump to a debate.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
That Wednesday reference hints that that's the one day a week Trump has off from his criminal hush money trial in New York.
The two will participate in a CNN debate on June 27th in Atlanta and a second debate hosted by ABC News on September 10th. WABC News time is 4:02. In sports, the favorite for the Preakness Stakes won't be running in the race. Moose has been scratched out of Saturday's race after coming down with a fever upon arriving at Pimlico last night. That leaves 8 horses in the Preakness field, including Kentucky Derby winner Mystic Dan. Tonight, the Mets play the Phillies. The Yankees are in Minnesota, and your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center for the rest of this afternoon: cloudy skies with a chance of showers, the high 64. Tonight, those clouds continue with some light rain, the low 59. And for Thursday, the rain finally tapers off under cloudy skies with a high near 65 degrees. We have 63 under cloudy skies outside our Midtown studios right now. I'm Lisa Ritchie. Remember, the news never stops at WABCRadio.com.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley. It's time for the Soul of Excellence.
He is a radio host at 77 WABC here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
WABC.
Now, here's Bo Snerdley.
Welcome, my friends.
WABC.
To the Wednesday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. If you would like to be part of the program this afternoon, 800-848-9222 is how you reach us. 800-848-9222. There is a lot in the news. Debates are going to happen between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Yes, debates. There's a lot to unpack with this. There are a list of demands that the Biden camp put out in order to have debates. Donald Trump apparently, at least from what I'm reading, has agreed to some of these demands. We will delve into that. There is unhappiness in the United States Senate. We have 2 Republican senators both unhappy with the Republicans who showed up at Donald Trump's trial. One, Lisa Murkowski. She knocks fellow Senate Republicans for attending Donald Trump's trial. She said it's ridiculous that they went there. I mean, do we have something to do around here other than watch a stupid porn trial? I mean, this is ridiculous. This is what she said. And the other, Mitt Romney spoke up. I think it's a little demeaning to show up in front of a courthouse, particularly one where we're talking about an allegation of paying a porn star, he said, to Politico. I want to address both of those statements because what's really ridiculous, which neither one of them have the either guts, courage, or intellect to deal with, is the fact that these trials are taking place at all. They should be outraged not at the nature of the trials, but that the trials are taking place when there is no underlying crime. The American judicial system has been under attack for Democrats, but they won't deal with that. Instead, these 2 senators who both, I think it's fair to say, despise Donald Trump, want to focus on the nature that it's a porn star channel. Okay, fine. What about the big story here? The big story continues to be that the entire American judicial system has been under attack from the Democrat Party. And these 2 establishment Republicans cannot, will not address, speak to that. And that is the central issue as far as I'm concerned. With the United States leaving enemy right at its So let's allow 4,000 illegal immigrants in every day. But after it gets to 4,001, let's shut it down. After saying he didn't, Stormy Daniels, speaking of the porn trial, her husband says there's a good chance if the jury acquits Donald Trump that they'll leave America. Please acquit him. All right, substance of it, Nancy Pelosi has weighed in. She said she herself would have never recommended that Joe Biden go on a stage with Donald Trump. But Joe Biden has decided that's what he wants to do. He thinks that the format that they agreed upon is good.
Gling, 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 gling.
Biden and Trump today agreed to two debates, one on June 27th, hosted by CNN 8. The second, hosted by ABC, the state, in my view. The Biden-Harris campaign asked that the debates occur inside a TV studio with microphones that automatically cut off when the speaker's time elapses. That's one of the rules. Gonna shut you off when your time is up. No audience. That was the request from Joe Biden. We don't want an audience.
Everywhere.
Oh, by the way, this commission, this presidential debate commission, they're out. They're out. That's good. They're gone. But no audience. Rule number one. The presidential debates people, according to the Biden campaign, created huge spectacles with large audience. And they don't want large audiences. They want no audience. Nobody. Does something, they don't want any chance on a reaction from a crowd. Just let the friendly reporters at ABC and CNN try to cover for him, I suppose. Yes, I'm cynical. The debate should be conducted for the benefit of the American voters watching television at home, not as entertainment for an in-person audience with raucous or disruptive partisans and donors who consume valuable debate time with noisy spectacles of approval or jeering. They don't want anybody to jeer Joe Biden. A television studio just like 1960 with just the candidates and the moderators, better, more cost-efficient way to proceed. That's what Joe Biden's team wrote. They specifically ruled out the chance that Robert Kennedy Jr. or anyone else could participate. Now, strategically, from the standpoint of both the Trump and the Biden campaigns, of course this makes sense. Let's get the third guy out. Let's get him out of the way. Biden's campaign says the debate must be one-on-one, no third-party candidates allowed. This is a critical demand because Kennedy has been shown to be more effective at bleaching Democrat voters than Republicans. He's an outsized threat to Joe Biden. As the Biden camp put it, they don't want to squander debate time on candidates with no prospect of becoming president. Now, I think this is a horrendous decision to sign on to. But, again, strategically, okay, I get it, from both the Trump and the Biden campaigns. Yeah, let's just focus on the both of us. What about the American people, who everyone claims to want to represent? There is no secret. It is an open secret. It is not a secret at all. Perhaps. You pick. That there are many Americans who would rather not see either one of these candidates win. What's surprising? Okay, but there's no secret that there are a lot of Americans who don't want to. They want to hear from someone else. This is for the presidency of the United States. So you have both presidential campaigns saying, let's give the American public a rigged performance between the two people that are the front runners, and anyone else, even if they're getting 20% of the vote, whatever, anyone else is excluded because they have no chance of winning. How cynical is that? I would like to see more than anything else the United States of America slowly or quickly get away from this two-party system. I think just having two parties, Republicans and Democrats, sucks. Look, I'm not for all those years I was with Rush. Rush was dead set against a third party. If a third party is never going to win. How do we know a third party is never going to? Yes, Rush, Evan, I'm disagreeing with you again. How do we know a third party can never win? We haven't had. Well, we did. Teddy Roosevelt tried the Bull Moose Party. And the Bull Moose Party did what Moose dropped in the Bull. They deteriorate over a period of time and return back to the. And there have been other upstarts. But I mean, I would be very, very happy as a person that has followed politics all my life to see a vibrant system of political parties. I would love to see 5 or 6 really well-funded, executed political parties that have a diverse point of view, each one putting up candidates. Do I want a parliamentary-style country? No. I don't think we ought to follow Canada. I don't think we ought to follow England, the motherland, back in the day. No, I don't think we need a parliamentary-style government, although I must admit, I do enjoy watching. I enjoy watching British Parliament. I love it when the Prime Minister has come before the House Commons and actually plead a case. And while they're talking, Conrad starts booing. Oh, no. That's not so brilliant. Try again. Or whatever it is that they say to hurt the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has, you know what it shows? It shows, every time I watch this on British TV, the House of Commons, and you see the Prime Minister go up. These Prime Ministers that have to face the music of being in front of Congress, their version of Congress, are so well prepared to talk about the policy. There's not they have to know the policies that they're actually talking about and be able to defend it without leaning on a bunch of aides, without leaning on a bunch of lobbyists. They have to defend what they are suggesting for the country themselves. Love that. I would like to see a debate that has everything. I want to see the Green Party guy. I want to see Cornel West standing up there with these guys. I want to see Cornel West looking like in severe need of a comb. I want to see Rob, and please someone trim that mustache. I would love to see Robert Kennedy standing on the stage with Joe Biden, Cornel West, with Donald Trump. Because I believe in the power of ideas. I think that the best candidate will win.
In 400 feet, use either lane to stay to the left to airport exit via LAMBONYC Expressway, long-term parking, rental car returns, other terminals. Then stay to the right.
But I would love to see. How about you? I want to see more. I don't want to see less. I want to see more. I wish we had very strong political parties. I want to see Congress where you just have one side sitting up and one side sitting down, depending on the makeup of the state union. I want to see a bunch of people popping up on something, these weird alignments that can happen on any given policy.
Stay to the left. Then use either lane to stay to the right to airport exit via VanWyck Expressway, long-term parking, rental car returns, other terminals. Then use either lane to stay to the right to airport exit via VanWyck Expressway, long-term parking, rental car returns, other terminals. Use either lane to stay to the left. Then use either lane to stay to the right to airport exit via VanWyck Expressway, long-term parking, rental car returns, other terminals. Then use either lane to stay to the right to airport exit via VanWyck Expressway, long-term parking, rental car returns, other terminals. Use either lane to stay to the left. Then use either lane to stay to the right to airport exit via VanWyck Expressway.
They're all out here well-funded, pushing the same thing. That's how we get the lawlessness in the streets. That's how we allow, that's how it is allowed to have schools that continue to fail generation after generation because of the strength of the money on the Democrat side. But I'm tired of this one party listening to 2008 back in the day already. He's the top of the U.S. Billboard album chart for the first time in history. Roger Moore's already out.
Army.
Studio album. With that album,
In 1.4 miles, take exit C, long-term parking, rental car returns, cell phone load, all cargo areas. In 1,000 feet, use the right lane to exit right. Exit right to exit C, long-term parking, rental car returns, cell phone load, all cargo areas. In 700 feet, stay to the left to Federal Circle. To the right. 2 car. Stay to the right to Cargo Road.
And right now, it's not close. There's been a myth of the last several months in polling that Donald Trump is making significant inroads. I'm not sure I'm seeing that. Republican pollsters, no doubt, will dispute those numbers. Noah Clayton with ABC News. Get more in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. More selection, over 750 vehicles available, and more savings. 2024 Mazda CX-5, 2.5S Select, all-wheel drive, just $239 a month. The new 2024 Mazda CX-30, 2.5S all-wheel drive, lease for just $199 a month, or lease the all-new 2024 Mazda CX.
Then turn left.
Ramsey Mazda, Route 17 North in Ramsey, New Jersey. Choose wisely. Choose. Details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN number R1157453. MSRP 31245. VIN number RM67160.
At the Better Business Bureau, you don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmares today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-579-9068. That's 800-579-9068. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sit in front of the TV on Sunday was sports day, watching football, whatever. I get what it's not football and that's
Make a U-turn. Then turn right. Turn left on Cargo Road. In 400 feet, turn left on Cargo Road.
After, hear reports about guns in the locker room and all that stuff. I left that alone. But there's a story about this this young lady,
Turn left, then turn left.
Apparently, there's some upset with all the attention paid.
Turn left on Cargo Road.
The former Hawkeye star, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer.
Turn left, then turn right. 700 feet.
So the story,
turn right to Federal Circle.
Back in WNBA, I went to the home opener of the WNBA when they opened in New York. I went to the game. Thought it would be a reason.
Stay to the right to Hertz Budget Thrifty Rental Car. Then stay to the right to 10 Grand Central Parkway toward LaGuardia Airport, RFK.
And opening statements to Anthem.com/NY Liberty. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Health Choice Assurance. Our next news, 5 o'clock. Breaking news at 1 starts your day with Len Berman and Michael Riedel in the morning, 6 to 10 tomorrow on 710 WOR. I'm Jeff McKinney. On we go.
The usual 2-mile delays getting onto Route 78. Turnpike southbound Western Spur, solid delays from Route 3 down to the merge. Southbound Eastern Spur is slightly better. And westbound Route 3 heavy from the Western Spur, the Turnpike all the way past. The Holland up to 40 to 45 minute delays, a couple of minutes in at the tunnels. Eastbound side of the LIE, new accident at 108th Street. Eastbound LIE slightly worse through Queens than the Grand Central. This report is...
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. We have a special promotion today for select callers. If you are over 50, please press 1 now. If not, press 2. If you are over... Hello and congratulations. Just for calling today, we're offering you a free medical alert device. You know, it's the little life-saving button you can wear around your neck in case of an emergency. These devices are often very expensive, so press 1 now to take advantage of this special offer and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with 24/7 support. Don't wait. Press 1 now or remain on the line for additional options. Again, press 1 now to claim your free device or remain on the line for additional options. If you are currently enrolled in Medicare Part A and Part B and want to review your plan options, which may include additional plan benefits, and check your eligibility for the enrollment period, please press 1 now.
If you have Medicare Part A and Part B for your health insurance, or if you are new to Medicare, aging in, losing coverage, or recently moved and are interested in learning about the plan options, which may include additional plan benefits, press 1 now to review Medicare Advantage plans that may be available in your area, or remain on the line for additional options. Again, press 1 now to speak to a licensed insurance agent who can check your eligibility for enrollment, or please remain on the line for additional options. Thank you for calling. This is Jessica on a recorded line. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you good, yeah. Do you hear me okay? I want to talk to somebody else. I want to talk to about the insurance, not about the device. I don't know what I have. check, and I used to, because they charged me $25 copay today. So I want to go back to Medicaid, because Medicaid is zero copay. I don't know what part I have, but this is why I say look at the system, see what I have, and they put me in the sessional, Aetna Blue Cross sessional plan, but I want to go back to Medicaid, because Medicaid is all free, and I don't need to pay copay or doctor visit or medication, and prescription, you know, it's all 0, 0, 0. This is not the number I called it. I called the number on the back of the card. So, okay, let me get said pen and paper. You have a different number? It's not a number? Okay, what is the number? So who are you? What is your place? Okay, so 800-344-3232, yeah? What is that number? Who's gonna answer me there? Customer service operator. I want to speak to about Medicaid, my medical insurance. Customer service operator.
guys answer and let them talk. The American people are smart enough to figure out who they like, who's telling the truth, and who's not.
Okay, I disagree, and so we have a very lively Irish pub debate between O'Reilly and Hannity. We're in the pub.
You know what the problem is? You don't drink, and you're one of the people in life that needs to drink the most.
I'll get my Sprite. You don't drink either. So
I do. I drink more than you.
All right, I don't drink any. But anyway, we're in the pub. So I say to you that the media's responsibility is to enlighten and stop deceit. I believe in this kind of a debate, there are going to be two things in play. Malice, over the top malice. And that's not going to help the country, by the way. And deceit. You're going to have both candidates throw out stuff that's flat out not true. It is the media's job to give the viewer, who can't possibly know what the rate of inflation was in February 2023. They can't know. And this half hour at the end would allow journalists to confront both candidates with misstatements and say, maybe you want to clarify that. And you give them a minute or whatever. I really think that if you want to run a debate that cuts down on propaganda and deceit, you have to have that element.
Quick break, right back. More with Simple Man Bill O'Reilly. All things O'Reilly at BillO'Reilly.com.
When news brings great, you'll hear the inside story that no one else does. Things chatter that the mainstream media doesn't even know about. This is the Sean Hannity Show.
Commuter rail ridership hitting some post-pandemic highs. We have this story at 5 o'clock on 710 WOR. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Now, you've heard of a summer body, right? What about a summer smile? The renowned doctors at Smart Arches Dental Implant Centers are ready to get you back on top of your game, not to mention the summer foods that you'll enjoy again, like corn on the cob and steak. If you're currently missing teeth, this one-day procedure using advanced technology and expert precision, it will transform your life. It's an affordable and permanent new smile. Schedule a free consultation in their Manhattan office or in Brick or Monroe, New Jersey. SmartArchesDental.com for a free consultation and select radio in the drop-down, or you can give them a call. It's 800-804-0174 and mention radio. That's 800-804-0174 and save $2,000 per arch and an extra $250 off your first appointment. Just say friends and family celebration. Time is running out. 800-804-0174. Smart Arches Dental Implants. Get your smile back, get your life back. Broadway stars shine on iHeartRadio Broadway. Alex Brightman and Billy Porter. We're the entire Broadway experience.
Station Broadway listens to
iHeartRadio Broadway. Smart speaker or the iHeartRadio app.
Driven by Mercedes-Benz.
It's amazing what a toy at Christmas time means to a child. It's a huge difference. But why should we stop there when we can make that difference all year round? That's why Marine Toys for Tots provides comfort and emotional relief throughout the year by delivering toys, books, and other gifts to underserved communities whenever hope is needed most. You can help fund Toys for Tots' many programs that help with everything from literacy to disaster relief. Just visit toysfortots.org. I'm Denver. I'm Uncle Regal. Politics with White House correspondent. Left the State of Broadway with producer Jen Bernstein, Angela Berman, and Michael Riedel in the morning. Tomorrow, 6 to 10 a.m. on the Voice of New York 710 WOR.
Can peace of mind suggest free fruits and free veggie supplements? Yes. We start by sourcing the best fruit and vegetable ingredients. We ensure that all our produce meets our rigorous standards in order to give you the highest quality products possible. They are then washed, cut, and put through an advanced vacuum seal process that removes the water moving. These powdered ingredients are then mixed and encapsulated, locking out air and moisture. The capsules are then bottled and shipped right to your door. You can experience your own personal balance of nature success story.
I've looked at other supplements out there, and they don't have what Balance of Nature has.
Balance of Nature really was the game changer. I'm sure it was. Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35
It was serious. My stepfather died days after prostate surgery. My uncle never recovered from prostate surgery. I came to Dr. Lederman with prostate cancer and high PSA. Dr. Lederman explained all options, shared theories, and comparison results. I trusted Dr. Lederman 20 years ago. Today, I trust Dr. Lederman even more. My prostate cancer is gone. My PSA is good. My quality of life is great. You can trust Dr. Lederman too. Right here for over 20 years. Call Dr. Lederman for prostate cancer. 212-CHOICES. 212-CHOICES. 1384 Broadway. 38th Street in Manhattan. Most insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, accepted. Call Dr. Lederman. 212-CHOICES.
Here's the big problem with your proposal, and you admitted it yourself. There's nobody capable on fake news CNN to do that properly.
Are you going to do it?
Okay, now, I would argue that the way I handled DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, and you know the numbers were insane, people watched it, is in my question, I put up, here's Florida's crime statistics, here's California's. And I gave each person, and I kind of moderated the time. I put up, here are the taxes in California, here's the taxes in Florida. Here's how much you spend per capita per student on education. Here's where you rank nationally. And I put all of that up there. Now, the Newsom people didn't like it. Now, the one issue that I did push Gavin on, because he just completely dodged it, which is, do you support any restrictions on late-term abortions, meaning 7th, 8th, and 9th month? And he wouldn't answer. And I said, you're not answering the question. And I just challenged for the answer. I finally got it, and he was pissed when he gave it. And he finally said it's between a doctor, a patient, and their conscience, meaning no restrictions. I'm like, okay, I got my answer. The people deserved it. Now, I think I was still being fair, because the viewer deserved to know that. I don't think anybody on that network, or frankly, George Stephanopoulos, who we know hates Trump, they don't have anybody capable of being a fair moderator. So, with that knowledge, if I'm Trump and his people, I'm like, no, it's going to be fact-checking each other, and then afterwards they can all play their game and go into this spin room. But the American people will decide. They're smart enough. I have enough faith in them.
Yeah, I want a more precise acknowledgement from both candidates that some of the stuff they say isn't true. And you're never going to get that unless you have a half-hour lockdown for confrontational questions about it. But look, this will be the most watched debate in the history of debates, because of the malice factor. Both announcements, both Biden was malicious toward Trump today when he announced it, and Trump was malicious toward Biden when he accepted it. And you can just, neither man can control themselves. So you don't have a discipline, you have no discipline on that stage at all. And Trump will just go after Biden like you've never seen it. And Biden then will react and panic, as Biden is panicking now. That's why he agreed to the debates. I was surprised. Because this...
I don't think he had any... You saw James Carville. I got to run, and James Carville say nothing that's thrown at Trump is working. This is a Hail Mary, but it also locks him in as their candidate.
Right. This is it.
This is it. All right, Mr. O'Reilly, all things simple, man, all things O'Reilly at BillO'Reilly.com. Thank you, my friend.
Okay, to the pub.
you need a drink. I'm going to buy Bill a drink and make him have. Linda, don't you like the idea? He doesn't drink. Vin doesn't drink. Let's see. Trump doesn't drink. I don't know.
I have a novel idea, a fantastic idea, actually. You know, Katie and I once tried to send Bill some cupcakes for his book, because you said you were going to give him a cupcake interview. We failed miserably. We sent him chocolate-covered strawberries. Completely out of our control. Hot mess. Hot mess. Bill's like, what are you doing? I'm like, you know, I'm better than this. You're right. I'm sorry. So I think we send him cupcakes. We skip the alcohol altogether.
No, Bill needs a drink.
Bill needs a drink. Full circle. Never mind.
If we're going to be in an Irish pub, right? Hey, no question in this economy, we're all feeling the impact of Bidenflation. And filling up your car, you feel it. Grocery shopping, you feel it. Home repairs, everything is more expensive. About 12 grand more than it was 4 years ago. Look, many people, 60% of our country living paycheck to paycheck. Many people putting bare necessities on credit card debt at an all-time high. Now, if you are a homeowner, there is a way out. By the way, home prices are up more than they have been in decades, and that is an opportunity for homeowners. Call my friends, get a free no-obligation consultation in American Financing. Now, they can put together a plan that you can pay off that high-interest credit card debt, consolidate the loans, and right now, their average customer is saving, on average, $854 a month. You can close in as fast as 10 days. Don't wait. Start today. You may even miss a couple of mortgage payments that you can delay. Call American Financing, free, no obligation, consultation, 866-615-9200, 866-615-9200. On the web, it's AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 22334, NMLS Consumer Access Network.
The John Batchelor Show, weeknights from 9 till midnight on 710 WOR.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started Wesley Financial Group to do one thing, help people get out of their timeshare nightmare. When you buy a timeshare, the timeshare company can raise your annual maintenance fees at will. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? Stop the insanity.
English.
Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Want out of your timeshare? Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-568-4433. That's 800-568-4433.
Customer service operator.
Hey, My Pillow wants to give anyone less than trying all their products, not just the pillows. The best deal to experience, the best quality products made by My Pillow. Now to get the word out, they're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, just $25. My Pillow samples, $25. There's 6-pack towel sets, $25. Brand new 4-pack dish towels, that's right, $25. And for the first time ever, the premium My Pillows with the all-new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size, just $25. Go to MyPillow.com, use the code WOR. You don't have to be a victim of cancel culture being ousted at major box stores. My Pillow comes to you with direct savings. Take advantage of this $25 extravaganza right now. Sandals, premium, My Pillows, bath towels, dish towels, $25 each. Call 800-651.
Customer service operator. Agent.
Use the code WOR. MyPillow.com.
Radio station. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, sports, talk, and podcasts. Never sounded so good.
Get bigger for the summer by losing a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days with NJ Diet. Call 855-5-NJ-DIET or go to NJDiet.com. Get ready for summer with NJDiet.com.
enrollment status. Yes, customer service operator. Live agent. Representative agent.
The Yankees are in Minnesota, and your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center. For the rest of this afternoon, cloudy with a chance of showers, and the high coming down from 64. Tonight, clouds with light rain, the low of 58 degrees. Thursday, that rain finally tapers off. We'll still have some cloudy skies, however, with a high of 65. And Friday looks like a partial clear afternoon, and a high of 74 degrees. We have 62.
Yeah, hi, my name is Avner Halia. I called to check my status because today the doctor charged me $25 copay, and I need to go change back to Medicaid because Medicaid is zero copay, zero prescription. Can you check what's going on? Oh, yeah, sure. So let me see. JLJ 720-655-986. Yeah, July 2963. Halia, H-A-L-E-A-H. Halia. Do you see it in the caller ID, or I need to tell you? Okay. Yeah, 180 West 20th Street, New York, 111, 7P. Yeah, of course, because it's too much every time to go and pay all this amount. And there's nothing changing. Yeah, okay. Yes, yes, okay. What is the number? $577 what? How many 7? 3 times 7? 855-355-5777. So call that number and nothing changing my income. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I can also do it on behalf of my wife and my kid, my baby, or they all need to call individually. It's a family. Yeah. Call them right now and see if they can. What is told them to roll over to Medicaid? The word is Medicaid, yeah, Medicaid, not Medicare, Medicaid. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It had anything to do with the tax return. When we filed, they look at the tax return and make, because recently the tax return, but nothing changing the tax return income. It's the same as before. So even less. So I don't know why they put us on hold. So we're on a sessional plan now. What about prescription? Do we have to pay for prescription too, or prescription is zero? No, you told me 25 copay and something like that, but 15. What about prescription? They say anything about prescription? No, the pharmacy. I meant pharmacy prescription medication. Okay, thank you. I'm going to call him now and see if I can like this. I appreciate it. You have a good day. Thank you. Take care. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Take care.
going to hate me, and I'm going to go down in history as the worst president ever. Well, I've got to find some way to shake up this race, and I think both of these issues are designed to do that, and I bet we will see even more of them, because they know that, as I put it in my column today, the race is now Trump's to win or lose.
100% right. So all of a sudden, the stock market is close to 40,000 again. It's 90 points off of 40,000. All of a sudden, the market interest rates are coming down. The 10-year T-bill that was 7% 2 weeks ago, it's down to 6.36 or something like that. So they are, I understand from my intelligence sources, and you know my intelligence sources are pretty good, they're working very closely to bring down the price of oil and to make gas cheaper.
By the way, John, you would know this. I mean, they never really replenished their strategic reserve that they drew from in earlier moments of crisis for Biden to get a break on gas prices. I bet they're putting the arm on the Federal Reserve as well to cut interest rates.
Well, who's buying stock, and why is it at 40,000? What was the name of that program that was started by a few people in Washington? There was a program like that to control the price of certain stocks, certain. And you know, this is about technical. So like the silver, the hunt. No, that's ancient history. There was a program that was done in Washington, and my God, it's been a while back, maybe 10 years, 20 years, to be able to control the price of stock, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that all the Democrats are buying, right? Push it up, push it up.
But there's something else, too. That money that they haven't spent because of COVID refunds and all those tax and spend programs that the Biden administration has put forward, guess where that money is going, Michael? It's going to swing states.
Absolutely.
That must be a
student debt. I mean, he's going to do everything he can to bribe people to vote for him. And look, I understand the desperation, but if he had paid attention to this sooner, he wouldn't be in the fix he's in now. Think of these things: the economy, inflation, the border. Right now, suddenly, he's interested in all these things. Where has he been for 3.5 years? I mean, the Wall Street Journal piece that I referenced in my column today about a basket of goods in 2019 cost $100. The same basket of goods today is $137.
Wow. So what happened is, price of gasoline, I had a call from CNBC, you know those people? And they wanted to know Biden or Trump. I said Trump has done a lot of things right. And President Biden, the price of gasoline has almost doubled from President Trump's era. The price of food is up 30%, 37%. The interest rates are double or triple. The 30-year mortgage is over 7%. So all of a sudden, I think it's an election year.
Yes, my name is Avner Halia. First name is Avner, A-V-N-E. Yeah. Okay, can you put your volume up? Avner, A-V. Oh, okay. Avner. Oh, okay, I'm gonna put the speaker. Maybe you hear me better on speaker. So, name is Avner, A-V-N-E-R. Last name Halia, H-A-L-E-A-H.
Hey, can I have a telephone number to call you back in the event that we are disconnected?
You don't see it on the caller ID?
Yes, I still have to verify it.
Oh, yeah, 646-240-9945.
Thank you. And the zip code and county where you live?
111, New York, New York.
Thank you, and how can I help you?
I wanna switch back to Medicaid because I don't want to pay co-pay, every time I see the doctor, and so I don't know. why they changed it to a sessional one. I want to roll over to Medicaid because nothing changing. My income is the same as last year. So for me and for my baby, I want to change it from a sessional to Medicaid.
Okay, can I have your date of birth?
July 29, 63.
Thank you. Do you want to with number ID, napkin ID, account number, or social?
Oh, do you want the account? Let me see. I have on a card. I have this like member IDs. Okay.
The marketplace member ID starts with
Yeah.
HX.
Yeah.
EIN number?
JLJ7 206.
No, that is not the.
Oh.
That is not the ID I can accept. So, if there's a CIN number on the card, I can take that, or I'm gonna have to take your account number.
CIN, PCN, BIN. Okay, this 13182 1937.
What number was that?
You asked me for the SS.
The what?
You asked me.